Within the mountain kingdom of Kishkinda, the Monkey King Bali established a reign of total physical dominance, uprooting massive trees like blades of brass to prove his might. Bali famously humiliated the demon king Ravana, trapping him under his arm and dragging him across the landscape for 6 months until the conqueror of the 3 worlds begged for his life. This strength originated from a divine necklace gifted to Bali by his father, Lord Indra. The necklace siphoned 50% of any opponent's power and transferred it directly into Bali. In any confrontation, the challenger's own strength was weaponized against them. After years of easy victories, Bali roamed the forests, shouting challenges at the sky, dismissing the gods as trivial, and declaring that no entity in existence deserved to stand before him. Bali's invincibility relied on a mechanical transfer system. He was only as strong as the people he could steal from, leaving him vulnerable to a source he couldn't contain. Bali eventually announced to his kingdom that his power was absolute and that the world had run out of worthy challengers. The elder Jambavan broke this delusion, informing Bali that his strength was negligible compared to a hermit named Hanuman, who spent his days in quiet meditation. Enraged by the comparison, Bali charged into the forest, clearing a path of destruction through the trees to find this supposed rival. Inside a nearby cave, Hanuman remained motionless, focused entirely on his meditation and refusing to acknowledge the king's provocations. The situation turned when Bali insulted the deity Rama. Hanuman opened his eyes, reached for his mace, and accepted the challenge to defend his lord's honor. Hanuman stepped onto the battlefield, driven by devotion rather than the desire for victory, creating a direct clash between spiritual resolve and physical ego. On the eve of the battle, Lord Brahma appeared before Hanuman to deliver a warning about the coming confrontation. Hanuman is an avatar of Lord Shiva, functioning as a conduit for an infinite cosmic reservoir of power. If Bali's necklace attempted to drain 50% of an infinite source, the energy surge would vaporize Bali's mortal body the moment the connection was made. Brahma instructed Hanuman to leave 90% of his capacity behind, carrying only a small fraction of his strength into the duel to protect the timeline. Hanuman agreed to fight using only 10% of his power, handicapping himself to ensure the king survived the encounter. The fight became a test of restraint. Hanuman had to suppress his own nature just to keep his opponent alive. The warriors met at sunrise, and the duel began the moment their eyes locked. The divine necklace around Bali's neck activated instantly, lighting up and reaching out to claim its share of Hanuman's energy. The necklace pulled 50% of Hanuman's current strength, a mere 5% of his total cosmic potential, and funneled it into Bali. 5% of an infinite source exceeded the structural limits of Bali's physical form. The container began to fracture under the weight of the download. Bali's body swelled and his veins pulsed with heat. He felt the energy expanding within him, threatening to burst through his skin. Brahma reappeared, ordering Bali to run 1,000 leagues immediately. The king fled, sprinting into the distance to dissipate the pressure before it killed him. The ultimate weapon of the Monkey Kings backfired when it was forced to process the edge of a divine source. Miles away, Bali collapsed, exhausted and shaken by the realization of how close he had come to total destruction. He realized that 5% of Hanuman's power was enough to end his life, effectively ending his reign of arrogance. Bali returned to Hanuman's cave and knelt in the dirt, surrendering his crown and seeking forgiveness. The king saw the contrast. He had used a stolen fraction of power to terrorize others, while Hanuman held the universe in his hands and chose to kneel in service. Hanuman lifted the king from the ground and offered his forgiveness, showing no sign of the victory he had just won. True strength lies in the discipline required to control it, rather than the capacity to take it from others.